Hi guys, hope you're all well. Welcome to the magic of June time. As you can see, I've had a little bit of a shave and I've got rid of my hair, mainly because in this heat it's just been so hot, and I just thought, you know what, it was just collecting loads of pollen and everything else, and I thought, oh, it's got to go. Apologies if my eyes look really red. It's really interesting. I found some really good bee pollen capsules, and all of my sinus and my face, that's all cleared up, that's gone. But now my eyes have just really started to sort of get triggered. I don't know if you can see, they're quite red and they're quite sore. So I've managed to sort of tackle one piece of the sort of puzzle with this hay fever, but now the eyes have started to flare up. But I am using eye drops, so that is helping. But yeah, the pollen is just amazingly high at the moment, you know, and I think obviously it's just part of the craziness that we're all going through with lockdown at the moment and everything else. But what I thought we'd do, guys, is the monthly tarot video to give you some inputs and some guidance, and we'll look at the stop, start and continue for the month of June, things to be aware of, things to sort of watch out for, and we'll end with a beautiful witch's rune, and hopefully this reading will help and it will make sense. I can't believe we're in June time already, and for many of us we're still going through lockdown and all of these crazy things, but you know what, we're all still here, we're still having our sanity, and let's just enjoy the space we're in, you know, that's all we can do. So let's go for it. So the stop card that's come up for us, this is really interesting. So we go into the energy of the Empress. Now the Empress is a beautiful card, and she's all about self-healing. She's all about nurturing everything. So this is a time to just stop and just be still. Okay, this is a time to really just invest in the roots of who you are. Now, what I've noticed with my readings that I've been offering for people and lots of different things I've been doing is a lot of people are still resisting the self-healing aspects. They're still not wanting to nurture or make peace with their timeline. And you know, the energy of lockdown, it's kind of forced us into a place where we have to take accountability for things. And the Empress, she's almost like a motherly type figure, and she's just wanting to come in and nurture. It's almost like, imagine if like you had a beautiful mother type figure that literally just wanted to come along, give you a big hug and just make you feel like everything was okay. That's really what this card is about. But because it's coming in as a stop card, it's suggesting that perhaps we as individuals are blocking, we're stopping, or we're denying the energy of this to be recognised. So a lot of people aren't wanting to self-heal. They're not wanting to take accountability for things. You know, some people are still getting very caught up in sort of almost wanting to be the victim in all of this. And so many people have said to me, you know, I can't believe this has happened to me, and all the rest of it. And it's like, stop. Look at the bigger picture. The effects of lockdown, they're not just affecting you, they're not just affecting me, they're affecting absolutely everybody and everything on the earth in some way or another, shape or form. Positives as well as negatives. So this is about being gentle on yourself. Stop denying yourself the opportunity to just be still and to just let go. Let go of anything that's not serving your highest good. You know, if there are thoughts and feelings that you have that are quite self-harming or sabotaging, you don't need to sort of allow those to sort of keep festering and to really block the future. So this is almost like, give yourself permission to actually allow something better into your world. Give yourself permission to stop going into that place of self-harm. And if you need a day where you do absolutely nothing, that's absolutely fine, that's absolutely acceptable. You can have that day. It doesn't mean you failed, it doesn't mean that you are worthless. You're just needing to heal, you're needing to sort of nurture. Okay, so this is a real time to start finding beauty. So it could be as well, a lot of you are really sort of not wanting to acknowledge or see the quality of what's in your own heart centre, the internal beauty as well as the external beauty. So this is a really important time to, you know, allow the Empress in, allow her to be that sort of cleansing, self-healing energy. And within that, you'll find that the flower that she's holding, you'll start to be able to blossom, you'll be able to start to grow and open up. And that's really what this card is about. You know, it's wanting you to actually become the best that you can be. But we have to keep things real. And if you're not wanting to perhaps go into any of the old energy lines and send healing to those parts of your life, sometimes we have to acknowledge things. Sometimes we have to have a day where we just burst into tears in order to move forward. So stop denying yourself the TLC. That's really what this card is about, tender love and care. Give yourself complete permission to receive it in its entirety, and you'll find that the world starts to feel a little bit more brighter, a little bit more lighter, and things will start to change in a much more positive space and time for you. Now that takes us nicely into the Start card. And as we go into the Start card, we go into the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is almost like this really, really big spinning wheel of life, okay? And, you know, whatever happens in this world, the great thing with the Wheel of Fortune, some days we might feel top of the world, we might feel in control of where we're going. Another day we might feel at the bottom of this wheel. We might just feel really out of balance, really out of kilter, really out of sorts. But everything is transitional. Nothing stays the same for too long. And that's really what this card is saying. You know, the world will continue to turn each day. But what we choose to sort of do in each day is the important thing. You know, it's really important not to sort of lose focus on what you're wanting, where you're wanting to be within this journey of life. Now, I don't know if you can see too well in this card. Oh, bear with me guys, I've got a really itchy nose, just started to flare up. We've got the snake here, and the snake is like shedding an old skin. So we're going through a massive time of transformation, and we need to start to truly embrace that. We've also got this cloak of protection here, and this is a card of learning. We can't change, we can't control our past. We can't go back in time and correct things, but we can learn from those experiences, and that's really what the Wheel of Fortune wants for you to do. And it wants you to focus on where you have power. Now, this is also a card about learning, about development. So it might be that some of you are actually wanting to start to learn new skills, or you might have been using lockdown to learn new skills. These could be holistic, or they could be other. A lot of people are doing crafty things. But ultimately, this is a card about investing in the complete future of self. Not worrying about what could be, or you know, where you could end up. Just focusing on what you want from life and giving yourself permission to experience that. So it's really time, guys, to start to invest in the best of who you are. And, you know, to go back to the last card, if you can allow the Empress to come in and to do her thing and to cleanse and to heal and to nurture, then, you know, when you start actually stepping into this energy, you'll find that the world starts to turn a little bit more freely for you, a little bit more comfortably. So you won't be feeling like a hamster on this big wheel trying to keep up with it. What you'll find is that you just walk comfortably with the energy of where you're at. Okay, so this is allowing balance, harmony to come into your world, and something better. Start to give yourselves permission to accept and receive something better than perhaps you've been currently allowing. That's really, really important, okay? And then leading forward, we go into the Continue card. And your Continue card, guys, for June time is the High Priestess. This is a very, very powerful card of self. Now, the High Priestess is all about personal power, personal magic. She's holding her book of truth there. And this is really a time for a lot of people. You know, we've spent so much time in our headspace. And for some of us, we've been using this time to really open up and to connect spiritually. And this is about an ongoing spiritual journey. And if you think of the earth at the moment, she's continuing to heal. She's continuing to reclaim her beauty. And when the time comes to be, we'll all come out of this and we're going to be going into a new earth, a new time and space. Things will never be the same as they once were, but they don't have to be bad or negative. It's just a new way of living life. A lot of people are going to experience that. A lot of people are becoming awoken. A lot of people are starting to wake up. And this is the energy of the High Priestess. So it's continuing that sort of personal development journey. It's also continuing that personal healing journey within self. And what's great with this card is you get to a place where actually you start to accept, you start to like who you are. You start to really find the best of who you are. And you also start to sort of identify with where you've been giving your power, where your inputs and your outputs lie. And it could be for some of you that you've been using this time to make decisions for the future, so that when we come out of lockdown, there may be things that you walk away from because you may have realised they're not actually serving your highest good. But there may be new things that you want to actually put your energy into. And you've got this book here. This is the book of life. So if you feel like you've been stuck on a chapter, if you've been stuck on a page, give yourself permission to turn that page. This is about continuing to be the absolute best you can be. And this is about knowing yourself, knowing your worth, not needing other people to tell you how you should or shouldn't be living your life. Live life on your terms. So this is about taking complete accountability for the essence of your soul. And for a lot of people, they're starting to tap into their real soul purpose, what they've come on earth to do at this sort of moment in time, if you like. So it's a really, really powerful card of awakening. And you might also be using this time to tap into your own personal magic or your personal power. Okay, so for some of us, you might have found that you're tapping into perhaps witchcraft or paganism, or again spirituality. For some people, they might be doing healing, not just healing self, but feeling like they want to become a healer. So many aspects, but it's about you focusing on the future and living your complete authentic truth, your authentic pathway, not becoming a slave to the system, breaking free from all of that. So the cards really are telling quite a clear story for June time, and as the sun comes back complete into the world, it is a time for us to allow light in over darkness. And we know, all of us know we've been going through dark times, but these cards are saying there's absolutely a new way forward, and it's time to embrace that in its truest energy. Now I'm going to pick a witch's rune just to sort of conclude and finish the June reading for us. So we'll sort of see what we've got, what's coming up, things we need to be aware of, just as a conclusion. Okay, brilliant. So this is really leading on from what we've just talked about with the High Priestess. See if I can see that bit of sun to just catch that again. No, I'm not going to be able to. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this too well, but this is the psychic eye. So this is about exposing and revealing everything in its truest form. And for so many of us, we've seen the way that the earth is, we've seen how the governments are working and all these things. And a little bit with the High Priestess, once you've seen something, once you've been awoken, you can't then go back to sleep. So this is really, really saying, there is a new way of living life. We can't unsee what we've been shown, behaviours and such and all the rest of it. And this is about seeing the truth in everything. And this is about working very intuitively. So as we move forward, so many of us are going to have a new awakened appreciation of empathy that perhaps we didn't have before. A lot of us are going to start being a lot kinder to other people and not taking things for granted, not taking individuals for granted, but also just being very aware of everything. There's just going to be a completely different way of seeing the world around us. And I really like to think that, some of us will actually continue this beautiful unconditional love and continue to work a bit more from the heart centre. Wouldn't it be amazing if the world could be less materialistic or egotistic, and if more of us could step up and actually connect and open up the heart vibration? So this is saying, see the truth of everything and everyone around you. Okay, see through the bullshit of things. This is why sometimes when people say to me, how do you know there's a spirit world? I've been shown so many amazing experiences, and I've been shown too much, and I simply cannot unsee what I've been shown. And that's really what this rune is suggesting for us. It's also a time of being very aware of energy around you. So you might feel at times like things are changing, people are changing, and it's just almost like seeing the truth of everything. And if you feel that there are situations, circumstances, or people that perhaps don't feel as genuine in your world, you have the power to move away from these people, you know. Keep your circle of energy positive. Don't let anybody try and sabotage or take from you. Okay, so there may be a bit of a cleansing period that comes in with June time. But ultimately, really sort of feel guided by your psychic, your third eye. And, you know, welcome the changes that are there for you, because they're going to be huge. June time is definitely going to be a month of personal power, personal aliveness, and intuitive energy. So I hope this reading helps. I hope it resonates. Quite different to cards we've had before. So yeah, interesting times of change. Stay safe, stay well. Much love and blessings, guys. And enjoy that sun. And I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.